I want to talk to you a little bit about some insurance that you should consider purchasing when you purchase a new home. So there's three main kinds of insurance that I want to talk about, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about one of those now and two in the future here. One of the things we'll talk about in the future is homeowners insurance. So you want to get homeowners insurance typically to protect yourself from situations like when lightning hits a tree and the tree falls on your house and you have damage to the house because of that. Or if you have somebody coming to visit you and they fall while they're walking up and down the steps, and then all of a sudden they've got a broken hip, and you've got some coverage then that'll assist when they go to the hospital. Another kind of insurance that we're going to talk about a little bit later is insurance for floods. So flood insurance is not really required for every home. However, the thing is that some homes that are real close to a river or a creek or a lake may end up being in a flood zone. And typically speaking, you're going to need to have flood insurance if you have a mortgage and if you have a home that is in a flood zone where the home is actually in the little zone that the government says is dangerous. So we got those two pieces of insurance that we're going to take a look at here in separate videos. But for right now, what I'd like for us to talk about is title insurance. Now, title insurance is something that protects you as the buyer when you buy a buyer or owner's policy under title insurance. That protects you in the event that you end up purchasing the property without having a true, clear, and free title. Now, your title company or your attorney is going to make sure that everything's okay with your title when you go through the process before it's time to close. However, there might be some situations every once in a while where there's going to be a mistake that's made either by the title company or by one of the entities that the title company gets in touch with while they're making sure that the title is free and clear. Here's an example of what I'm talking about for that. Say you buy a piece of property, and during the time that the title company is working on trying to figure out if the title is going to be clear, they ask some questions of some different entities, including maybe, for example, City Hall, to make sure that the previous owner doesn't owe any taxes on it that haven't been paid. So if the title company calls City Hall and City Hall says, yeah, it looks like everything's okay. They've paid all the taxes that we've billed them for. There's nothing that's past due. If that happens, the title company will probably check in with a few other places. And then after everything is determined to be okay, they'll say, oh, it looks like your title's good, and proceed with the closing. And then you've got yourself a new home or a new piece of land. But sometimes somebody makes a mistake. Like, for example, say the people at City Hall made a mistake and they come back later when they do an audit and they see, oh, somebody should have billed the previous owner for some taxes. We didn't do that. We made a mistake and we're sorry about that. But at the same time, with that new piece of information, if you try to sell your home or your land to somebody else, then the title company that's doing the research on that is going to find that there are some taxes that are owed. You're not the one who owes the taxes, somebody else did. But the thing is that the buyer of your property will not be able to get a free and clear title until those taxes are taken care of. So you've got a couple of options when you have title insurance. You can either sit and wait for the taxes to be resolved. So either have the city check in with the previous owner to have them pay it, have the city forgive the tax debt because of the mistake on their end, or just wait until some other resolution comes into play. Or if you've got title insurance, then you've got an option of paying the taxes on that and then also using your insurance to get reimbursed for it. Because there was a mistake that happened when your title was being checked, and the insurance was protecting you when the mistake took place. So that's just one example of when title insurance might come in handy. There are plenty of other situations where that might be good to have. Now, what I'd like for you to do is to check back in with me over the next few days, and we'll talk about the other two kinds of insurance. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, you should check in with me. You can go to my website at TennesseeSweetHome.com. Spell out the word Tennessee, and it's just like Home Sweet Home, but it's got the word Tennessee in it. TennesseeSweetHome.com.